Want to talk real quick about the quarterback position. You guys have been real patient. I understand, and respect that process for you, and for us, we've had a process. So, look, Bo Nix is going to be our starting quarterback. I felt like, and I said this to you guys 2 weeks ago, that room has been outstanding. Stidham, certainly with his experience, and then, being able to work with Zach Wilson, all three of those guys.
It is Un-Bo-lievable that Sean Payton surprised Broncos Country. Maybe not so much with the news, but when he announced that Bo Nix was going to be the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos. Welcome into your Denver Sports Daily for August 22nd. Let's go.
Taking you through your morning headlines, it's Denver Sports Daily with Rachel Vigil.
Oh, finally, we know who is going to be the starting quarterback in Seattle for week 1 up against the Seahawks. It's been a long-awaited thing of a lot of us kind of already knowing that Bo Nix was going to get the start, but waiting for Sean Payton to officially announce it because you never know what he's going to do. But what separated Bo Nix from Jarrett Stidham and Zach Wilson, the other two quarterbacks in this quarterback race? Well, Sean Payton gives you an idea. Take a listen.
The larger body of work, there's certain things right now with Stiddy's experience that you see. I would say, a lot of the off-schedule movement throws, and I think he's been consistent. And it's not really a reflection on Jared or even Zach. It's some of the things that he's been able to do pretty quickly. His arm strength down the field, all the things when we evaluated him, you kind of trust your instincts.
Now, here was what was really crazy is Sean Payton didn't call a team meeting. That's what a lot of media members were trying to figure out yesterday before practice. Did Sean Payton call a team meeting? If he did, that means that he had picked who was going to have the Broncos starting quarterback job. But there was no team meeting that was called, so nobody expected Sean Payton to drop that announcement. And in fact, he really just went up to Bo Nix, told him, you got the job. He talked to the other two quarterbacks. But like I said, no team meeting. And here's the reason why. Take a listen.
I haven't told the rest of the team yet because I'm not going to spend meetings with the rest of the team on every one of these other positions. I mean, they've kind of seen this coming to some degree. And again, one of my goals in the offseason was to improve relationships with the local media, and I wanted you guys to hear it first. Now, the 50 military heard it before you. Anyway. But I honestly, I appreciate that process because it's difficult. We're all pressed for information, and we truly we wanted to let the thing play itself out.
Well, we definitely do appreciate the fact that Sean Payton is trying to improve his relationship with the media. Of course, we're happy about that. And I also kind of do understand where Sean Payton is coming from of, hey, I'm not going to call out every other position of who's going to be the starter. So why do I need to do that for the quarterback? Now, of course, the quarterback is the most important position in pretty much all of sports, but Bo Nix is the guy. The rookie QB gets the job. And the only thing that I was sad about is that he didn't get that opportunity to go and tell his family and talk to his family before the media and the world pretty much all knew. And it seemed like everybody had been waiting for this announcement. So congratulations to Bo Nix. Now we know that it's going to be a quarterback battle for backup QB between Jarrett Stidham and Zach Wilson. And we'll get into that. But there's also been one other rookie quarterback who has gotten the opportunity to start for the Denver Broncos. And there's only one, but Bo Nix will be the first one who was ever drafted to get the start in week 1. John Elway is the other quarterback that played as a rookie for the Denver Broncos. But of course, he was traded to the Broncos. But what did the legend have to say about Bo Nix being named the Denver Broncos starting quarterback? Take a listen.
I think that, obviously Bo's tremendously talented. He's played a lot of college football, and so he's ahead of the curve when it comes to that. And I think that, I think Sean Payton will be great for him, and that the offense that they're going to run, they'll protect him. I think they're pretty good in the offensive line, be able to run the football. So, Bo's a mature guy, and so it'll be fun for them to see them work. And like I said, I think Sean knows how to develop quarterbacks, and I think he'll keep him in the right situations and not put too much on him and allow him to, to continue to improve week in, week out. I mean, it's, Bo's going to see it. It's a big jump from preseason to regular season. And so, but hopefully, and I'm sure he'll handle that well. He's going to have his ups and downs as a as a young guy, which I had plenty of those. But I think that he's got all the talent in the world and the mind strength to be able to do it.
Having a legend like John Elway talk about how you're mature and how Sean Payton's going to make sure week in and week out that you continue to grow, that's very, very high praise from a guy who's obviously a legend here in the Mile High City, but he is going to have his ups and downs as a young guy. John Elway talked about it, and he said that he remembers those times for him, but we'll all have to be patient with Bo Nix, of course, as he gets the start. I mentioned Zach Wilson a little bit earlier, and Sean Payton is praising Zach Wilson at practice a lot recently and toying with the idea of giving him more meaningful reps with a higher unit on Sunday. Take a listen.
You see the arm talent, but the decision making, like today, and the timing of there's 3 throws today that he was on a little bit of a heater. I mean, it was impressive, but I would say the overall understanding of the offense, the schemes of what we're doing, decision making, and then also, hey, one play, get on to the next. It's not going to be perfect. An incompletion is a good play. It's not a bad play, but we're avoiding sacks, fumbles, the turnover, negative play differential. We talk about avoiding those things, keeping drives going, and by and large, when you do that, you give yourself a chance to kick field goals or score touchdowns. It's harder to do that overcoming, some of those other things.
We all remember even just earlier this week when Sean Payton was on the Scoop City podcast talking about how he wants to make Zach Wilson millions of dollars, whether that's with the Denver Broncos or another team. He sees something special in Zach Wilson. If you would have asked me at the start of training camp who the backup quarterback would have been, I would have easily said it's going to be Jarrett Stidham. He's way above Zach Wilson, but whatever they're doing with Zach Wilson is showing the improvement day in and day out, and Sean Payton is liking what he's seeing. So really, I think it's going to be Zach Wilson. And I do believe that they will let go of Jarrett Stidham. They're going to save a little bit of money if they do let him go. And I don't see anybody going to pick him up on the waiver. So practice squad, you could have the third quarterback there. It's going to be very interesting to see what Sean Payton ends up doing. Of course, we'll keep you guys all up to date at denversports.com. I will be out at practice today, giving you all the ins and out of everything that I am seeing. But Zach Wilson most likely getting some more reps with the higher unit on Sunday. All right, let's move over to the Falcons because cornerback AJ Terrell agreed on a 4-year extension worth $81 million with $65.8 million guaranteed. He's the second paid cornerback ever. Now, here's why this matters to Broncos country. Patrick Surtain has been talking and getting asked about his contract extension for some time now. And he's essentially says, when it happens, it'll happen. He's in no rush to do it. And you want to know what? That's so smart from what many people consider to be the number 1 cornerback in the league, because you're going to see other deals with guys get done. Example, this $81 million contract with $65 million guaranteed. Well, Patrick Surtain can now go back and say, I want even more than this. I want to be the highest paid cornerback ever. And so it's not exactly great news for the front office over there in the Mile High City, but for Patrick Surtain and his team and his family, well, lucky guy, because I'm sure he'll end up getting that money. To the NHL we go real quick because Gabriel Landeskog was playing in the BMW Championship Pro-Am at Castle Pines ahead of the PGA Tour event there this weekend. Landeskog walked all 18 holes, which is a good sign for him because he obviously just had his surgically repaired knee that cost him the last 2 full NHL seasons, which a lot of people were bummed about, but Landeskog continues to rehab a knee that underwent that cartilage transplant surgery in May of 2023, the latest in a number of procedures. And then when he met with the media in May of 2024, Landeskog announced that he wasn't retiring, even though many people thought that when they called that press conference, he was going to announce it, but he didn't have a firm timeline on when he was going to come back to the Avalanche. He said half jokingly it'd be sometime between mid-September and April. Well, the Denver Post's Corey Masek reports that Landeskog will meet with the team to come up with a plan before training camp opens next month. He also tweeted that Landeskog told at least one fan on the course he'll definitely play this year. Not sure if it's game 1 or 10 or 20. The captain is encouraged that he will be able to return to the team. It's not so as much of if, but it's a win. And that is great news if you are a Colorado Avalanche fan. We would love to see Gabriel Landeskog back out there and get the captain there for sure. Maybe, hopefully, having him back out there can lead them to another cup. So happy for Gabriel Landeskog, and the Pro-Am looked like an absolute freaking blast. What wasn't a blast was the MLB. The Colorado Rockies, they lost their closer, Victor Vodnik, and then lost the second game of their 3-game series to the Washington Nationals. Vodnik, a flame-throwing right-hander who has accumulated 5 saves this month, was placed on the 15-day injured list with inflammation in his right bicep. and just hours before the Rockies lost 6-1 to the Washington Nationals, obviously at the Nationals Park on Wednesday. So just a massive bummer. He was on fire. He had been killing it the last couple of games, and now unfortunately on the 15-day injured list with right bicep muscle inflammation. I'm like, oh, that just sounds a little painful. Sticking in the MLB, though, we will go on to Shohei Otani is closing on yet another career milestone, his first 40-40 season. Yep, you heard me say that correct. The Dodger star currently has 39 home runs, 38 stolen bases, meaning he could join the exclusive club within the next few games. Only 5 players are in the 40-40 club, including names like Barry Bonds, Alex Rodriguez, and Ronald Acuna Jr. So plenty of good stuff right there. Might be able to make it the 6th player who's ever been in the 40-40 club. So congratulations to them. Let's hit to your comments because let's see. Good for PS2. That's what I'm saying. Go get your money while you can. And I mean, I wouldn't push it either. We're just seeing contracts continue to rise and rise and rise. The later you wait, the more money you're probably going to get. So congratulations to him. Good morning, Rachel. Have a good day. Good morning, Roy. Thank you for spending a little bit of time here with us today. Happy Thursday, Rachel. Paul, I feel like it's been a minute since we've seen you, my friend. Happy to have you back. Remember to hit like and hit the notification bell. Yes, please do that. If you are watching us on YouTube specifically, make sure you subscribe. You'll get notified when we go live, which is Orange and Blue today. Obviously, my 2 shows, which is Denver Sports Daily, what you're watching right now, and then also Coffee Break, a more discussion-based show. Cecil Lammey will be on with me today. We're talking about everything that happened yesterday. Cecil was at Broncos Park and heard from Sean Payton himself. So dive into a little bit about what he heard behind the scenes. Let's see. Go Broncos. Let's go, Bo. Yes. Waking up watching ESPN, and they are talking about how bad Russ is. And I couldn't be happier that we have Knicks. The future is definitely here. It has been so great to be able to finally, be excited about something and not be worried about any of the drama that follows. It feels like Bo Nix is a very drama-free guy, knocking on all of the wood because we want to keep it that way, but excited to see what he's able to do as a leader of this Denver Broncos squad. Let's see. When he gets paid, I'll call him PS5. That's actually really funny. Good joke right there. Okay. Reading the rest of your guys' comments. I love it. Everybody seems to be in a good mood here on this Thursday. Thank goodness it is Thursday. We are one step closer to the weekend, one step closer to the final preseason game between the Broncos and the Cardinals. And that means we are also one step closer to the Broncos opening up against the Seattle Seahawks in just a few short weeks, and one step closer to Gabriel Landeskog, hopefully returning back to the Colorado Avalanche. It was so good to get that update on him as well. But I'm headed off to Broncos practice. I appreciate you guys so much for spending a little bit of your time with me here on this Thursday morning. Make sure you hang out. Cecil and I, like I said, diving into everything on Coffee Break. Tune in 12 p.m. and then we will be back tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Bye, everybody.